come in, sir?
Yes, please do.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good
Please take your
afternoon,
seat.
sir. Good afternoon, ma'am.
You're Chandrima.
Yes, sir.
Chandrima, tell us something about you.
Sir, my name is Chandrima Attri. I was born in Panipat, Haryana. I have done my schooling from Panipat itself till 12th standard. Thereafter, I moved to Delhi for my graduation. I have done my graduation in BSc Physical Sciences from St. Stephen's College, Delhi University. And post that, I have done my law from Campus Law Center, Delhi University itself. And sir, my hobbies include journal writing, reading non-fiction books, and watercolor painting.
Okay. You're from Stephens.
Yes.
What were your marks in 12th standard?
So they were 96.4% aggregate.
So it means that you had choice to go for better courses, but you opted for better college. Why you did so?
Sir, actually, I thought of the environment that I would like to go in, the diverse environment that Stephens provides, the kind of diverse streams of thought that one enters into when one enters into St. Stephen's College. So that was my primary criteria, and also the extracurricular activities there were very vibrant. So the vibrant college atmosphere attracted me. So that was.
What exactly is your goal in life? I mean, it seems little baffling because you are saying that you wanted diversity. Then you opted for a college which is the least diverse in terms of socio-economic thing. It is more of an elite college. By and large, coming only the upper middle class students are studying here, high fee. So what is the meaning of your diversity in your answer? And what is your ultimate goal in life?
Sir, that is the first impression that one gets, that St. Stephen's is an elitist institution. But when one is a part of it, we see a lot of people from different strata, different backgrounds, and even the Karamcharis that work in our college, their kids are also studying with us. So there is no elitist bias as such. And people from various languages, different states, so all people are there, and it's a very vibrant atmosphere. Though the outsider gets an impression that it's an elitist institution, but it's not like that completely. And so my goal in life is to have a good career, is to work for other people also while doing my own thing, contribute to society also, work which means something to me. So that is my ultimate goal in life.
Chandrima, you're from Panipat.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, why all these battles happened in Panipat only? Is Panipat some kind of a stadium where in history armies used to go and fight? Why Panipat only?
Yes, sir. Sir, the three battles of Panipat are very famous, and it's because most of the invaders, they used to come from the northwestern part, which is Afghanistan and the other Central Asian countries.
Then fight should have been in Lahore. Why in Panipat?
Sir, because Panipat's geography is such that it's a plain area, so it provides a flat ground. It provides visibility to the army, and also because it was nearby to Delhi. So Delhi was the seat of empires throughout history. So that was a middle point between the invading area and the area which was the seat of the empire. So maybe that's the reason why.
Chandrima, you're from Panipat. You studied in Panipat. Your family is still in Panipat,
yes,
I guess.
Still in Panipat.
So Panipat is known for its refinery.
Yes.
Tell me, what is the ownership pattern of that refinery? Who own that refinery? And what is its significance?
Sir, as far as my information goes, the refinery is owned by Indian Oil Corporation Limited, IOCL.
Which is owned by?
Which is owned by the government.
Totally?
Sir, I'm not sure about that.
You're not sure?
Yes.
Okay, you also studied law.
Yes, sir.
What is the significance of the preamble, and nowadays the preamble of the Constitution has become a tool of protest? People are reading preamble at protest sites. Do you believe such a appropriation of preamble of Indian Constitution is good for democracy, or you believe there are some warning signals in it?
So the preamble is a preface to the Constitution of India. It represents the ideals which form the core ideals of our Constitution. So it is a very important part of the Constitution. It has also been held by the Supreme Court as such. So I think that, so this is the significance of the preamble. And the appropriation of the preamble, sir, I think it belongs to all the people of the country, because it starts with we the people of India. So I won't label it as appropriation in a wrongful way, but at the same time it deserves respect, and it deserves certain sanctity by from all the people that are appropriating it. So sir, that would be my stand.
Thank you. So
Chandrama, you have studied several subjects, physics, law, and you have opted PSI, Political Science and International Relation.
Yes.
Can you throw some light as how technology has affected political economy of the world in the last couple of centuries?
Yes, sir. So technology has been a disruptive force in the 21st century, especially beginning from the 2000s. And it has affected the world economy in a very huge way, I would say, because if we see the last couple of years also, the invention of blockchain technology and even Facebook launching the Libra cryptocurrency. So all these factors have been very disruptive in the sense that now the digital space has become the primary space for commerce, for trade, and with that cybersecurity challenges are also coming up, and artificial intelligence is another domain which is coming up. So I think the world has become more uncertain with these technologies, and new political ways need to be created to deal with these forces, which the world is still
is it threatening and indirectly our basic principle and commitment to universal franchise?
Sir, I did not understand.
Is it creating two kind of classes, technologically empowered classes and technologically disempowered classes, and that with the right to exercise voting right power is not evenly distributed today with spread of technology? It is creating technological haves and have-nots, and so political haves and have-nots.
Yes, sir, we can say that because digital literacy is not universal as of now. So the government is taking steps in that direction to reduce the digital gap between the haves and have-nots, and I think we are moving in that direction. So we need to.
Okay, what measures have been taken recently by the government to reduce unemployment in India, and what measures do you suggest in this direction?
So unemployment is a major problem in our country. The government has taken various steps, such as the government has come up with the Skill India mission, which promotes the skills of the people so that they have diverse avenues opened up to them. Other thing is the government also, so I'm not able to come up with different points. Sir, yes, the small scale businesses are being promoted under MSME scheme. So that is self-employment generation. And there's one scheme called Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, PMEGP, which is a new scheme. So that is also another step.
E-commerce is spreading very fast.
Yes.
Is it conducive for employment generation, or is it detrimental?
E-commerce. Sir, again, there is a caveat there because it might create a gap between haves and have-nots, because small businesses, they are not very adept at adopting digital technology. So we have to create such a framework so that those businesses can also access the technology and compete with the bigger players like Amazon, Flipkart, who are already well established in that area. So there needs to be a level playing field and competition.
Okay. There is one thing. Budget was earlier presented on the last working day of February. Recently, the date has shifted to the first working day of February. Has it affected the quality of budgeting in India and thus quality of economic management?
Sir, I'm not able to. I don't know the answer to this.
Okay.
Sorry, sir.
Wealth inequality is also widening fast in India. What are its political implications?
Of economic inequality, sir?
Yeah.
Political implications. Sir, economic inequality is any form of inequality cannot be seen in a silo-based manner, because every inequality affects other types of inequalities also. For instance, economic inequality impacts gender gap also between men and women, and also socio-economic background like caste factor also, or class factor also. So this will have impact on political power also, I would say. So it has to be seen cumulatively, and obviously any form of inequality anywhere is unjust. So I think we have to take it in a comprehensive manner and work towards that.
Have you heard or read about Milton Friedman's theory on democracy and capitalism?
No, sir, not.
Okay, fine.
Okay, Chandrama, what is the meaning of your name?
Sir, the meaning of my name is Moon.
Moon.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is it connected to your graduation course, physical science? As far as the exploration of it is concerned by various countries?
So physical sciences is an interdisciplinary course, and it deals with our surroundings, our environment. So all the forces that are operating in our environment. But specifically the subjects were physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, and even we had computer science in it for some semesters.
So I can come to the next question regarding this only. Why there is a race for moon exploration, and every country is, Yeah, please tell.
Yes, the first factor, sir, I would say is the innate human drive for exploration and for new discoveries, the creative being
No, we
inside.
are spending so much of money.
Yes, sir. I'm coming to that factor also, sir. So the second thing is the competition between major players politically in the global world order. So every country is competing in space domain also, and we have something called space diplomacy also coming up.
Something which is not available on Earth soil is abundantly available in moon soil.
Yes, sir.
And it is also related to nuclear fusion.
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Sir, I'm not sure, but I think it's titanium or titanium oxide.
So it is the main reason for which we are going to moon again and again?
So there are many reasons actually,
but
sir.
Core reason, there are peripheral reasons also.
The core reason is advancement of science and technology, and also understanding our own planet, because that will help in understanding the built up of space. And
okay, if there is a fight, you can say positive fight among the countries, US especially and Russia, which article of the Indian Constitution is disturbed for moon exploration for that fight from international relation point of view?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to understand.
Which article of the Indian Constitution is disturbed if there is a positive fight, or you can say competition among the countries for moon exploration in future?
Sir, I don't know, but I think Article 51 deals with international relations.
Okay, my last question. You have donated blood.
Yes, sir, I have.
And you have done LLB also.
Yes, sir.
Under which legal framework this blood is covered, or you can say included? Any law is there which is dealing with the kind of activities or services, blood donation, storing of it, and you can say transfusion, transmission?
Sir, the Drugs Act is there. Drugs and Cosmetics Act.
And Cosmetic Acts, which year?
Sir, I'm not able to recall.
So blood
the
is
year.
a drug, or it is a natural fluid?
Sir,
under the legal framework?
Sir, I think if we see the act, then it will be counted as a drug, but the act covers other things also which are not per se drug in technical definition.
If we are storing the blood in the kind of bottle or so, for how many days we are keeping it? Otherwise it will be waste if we are not using it after that cutoff. Is there any chemical we are adding into that bottle?
Sir, I'm not sure about it.
Was there any case in India wherein a lady was given blood and she was affected with HIV,
Yes, sir.
and the person who donated blood committed suicide.
Yes, sir.
What was that episode?
So that was an episode of medical negligence in its worst form, because the lady was infected with HIV due to the negligence of doctors regarding blood transfusion. So I think that all the personnel who are engaged in blood transfusion should take care of the guidelines that are issued.
Any guidelines given by Supreme Court in that wake?
Sir, I'm not aware of Supreme Court guidelines, but the ICMR and Medical Council of India, they have
National
their guidelines.
Blood Transfusion Centers and State Blood Transfusion Centers.
Sir, I'm sorry, sir, I'm not aware of
Okay,
it.
thank you.
Chandrima,
Yes, ma'am.
you share your name with a very important mission of India. Very important mission of India. It had a partial success in that mission.
Chandrayaan.
Correct.
Chandrayaan 2.
Okay, so can you tell me what's the basic difference between Chandrayaan 2 and 3?
Ma'am, sorry, I won't be able to tell. I've not read about it.
Okay, no problem. India is also on the verge of going in a next ambitious program, which is Gaganyaan.
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
you give me details of that program?
Ma'am, Gaganyaan is about sending manned mission to space, and it will be India's first attempt at such a mission. So India is taking the help of Russian space organization in terms of training and equipment, and also 3 people will be going to space. It will be a 3-man mission.
No women?
No women as of now, as I have this information.
Okay, and how many days would they be spending in space?
I'm not sure about it.
Okay, Speaker has been in news for quite some time. Do you consider Speaker's post as a quasi-judicial post?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Ma'am, because Speaker in the House, Speaker is the ultimate authority to decide a lot of things. For instance, whether a bill is a money bill or not, about disqualification of MPs, MLAs. So in that regard, Speaker performs various judicial functions also.
Okay, so, but actually Speaker is chosen from a particular party.
Yes, ma'am.
Which is the ruling party in most cases.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you think is it fair to give Speaker such judicial or quasi-judicial powers regarding disqualification of members? There might be conflict of interest. What do you have to say on that?
Actually, we borrowed this system from the British system. But the Britain system has one positive thing, that the Speaker is a neutral person. He or she does not belong to any particular party. But in India, we have this system that the person belongs to a particular party. So that is a little mismatch. But still, I think the position is such that the Speaker, irrespective of the party he or she belongs, will definitely try to uphold the position and the dignity of the
Do you think
office.
our speakers have maintained that neutral ground in giving judgments about disqualifications?
Ma'am, there are always balances and checks which are related to the post of Speaker. So I think their decisions might be.
Can you tell me such checks and balances?
Ma'am, the disqualified MPs, MLAs, if they feel that the decision is not unbiased or there's some partisan behavior, so they can approach the Supreme Court also, and they can file a petition or something. So that is there. So if the person feels that the decision is not unbiased.
Okay, you belong to Haryana.
Yes,
so we can say Haryana is a prosperous state in a sense. Despite that, the society comes across as being conservative and feudal, patriarchal. Can you tell me the reason why usually when it's seen the societies as they progress, they become more liberal and progressive, but that hasn't happened in Haryana. Can you tell me the reasons behind it?
Ma'am, the reason I would say is because we have focused too much on economic development, but economic development does not mean social development. So I think the ignorance of that sector should not be continued for long. I think the more efforts we put into social development and cultural progress, the more better it will be, because even these days the economic or the GDP factor is taken into account, but not the quality of the profit or the quality of the economy in entirety.
So what do you think as a government, a state government, Haryana government should take steps in this regard?
Ma'am, for instance, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao Abhiyan is there. So proactive involvement in that scheme will be good. And also bringing up awareness campaigns, community involvement, particularly at the grassroots level, involving Panchayati Raj institutions. So I think from the ground level, it has to begin. And then
Any onus on women of the society?
Any
Onus on women of the society, should they
Ma'am,
take
definitely,
steps?
because I think they have to step up and they have to bring awareness first in their families and then in the society it will percolate.
Okay, thank you.
Chandrima,
Yes,
you are a student of PSNIR.
yes, ma'am.
So tell me, like, from where this concept of balance of power has originated?
So balance of power originated in European continent. There were 4-5 major powers that were fighting with each other, but there was no superpower. So these powers were making coalitions with each other to balance each other out. So that way, war was prevented in the
So
continent.
balance of power prevents war or it leads to war?
So that is a debatable concept because some say that balance of power is common sense and it is necessary in a world where there are multiple powers. But some say that balance of power increases tensions and hostility because you never know which side will turn to which side. So, sir.
Okay, and what is this Thucydides trap that we come across?
So Thucydides trap is contestation between two powers where they try to compete with each other neck to neck and they try to one up each other, and that results into a negative outcome
And
for both.
Who gave this?
So
And this is related to which war?
this trap is related to Peloponnesian War,
Right.
and the name of the person I'm not able to recall, sir.
Okay, the trap is named after him only.
Okay,
And
sorry, sir.
okay. You come from St. Stephen's.
Yes, sir.
Can you name some of the famous alumni of the college, like who have gone on to become successful politicians?
So Shashi Tharoor is one of them, and so others, not politicians,
recently-
but Khushwant Singh was
Okay.
also a Stephen.
Mr. Tharoor has been recently awarded a prize for a book. So which is that book?
Sir, is that Why I Am a Hindu?
No.
No.
Okay. Recently, there has been some conflict and tension between US and Iran. So, who do you think is the offending party in this case?
Sir, I would not put blame on one party because I think that they have a history of hostility and mutual distrust. So I think that is a continuum which we are seeing right now. And both the parties have their own imperatives and compulsions by which they are doing what they are doing. So that is something which can lead to a negative outcome.
But this
sir.
has led to a very unfortunate situation where some innocent people lost their lives when Iran fired a missile and it struck an
Yes,
airplane.
Sir. Yes, sir.
So, which side actually should share the blame for this?
Sir, I would say both US and Iran, but definitely Iran will share more blame because the direct involvement of Iran in this incident.
Okay, let's take a situation. You are a chairperson of a committee which has to take an interview and select one individual for a particular position. Now, one of your relative who is very well qualified and suffering from some issues due to which he could not get a job. Now he is very well qualified for this particular job and he comes to you and requests you that please help me in getting this job. And so what you will do? He is very well qualified for this job. You'll get it.
Sir, I think I would base my final decision on merit, and I would also take care of the other candidates that have come up for the job, because I think this would be a kind of nepotism.
But you also realize that once you take the candidate, like if you select him, everybody will say that because he is your relative, you have taken him.
Yes, sir. So I'll not base my decision on that he's my relative, and if on merit he's taken, then if people say that I have had any biasness in my decision, then I would leave it to the people who are saying it, because I have based my decision on merit.
But you will continue to be part of that selection committee?
Sir, no, I will recluse myself, I think.
Okay. So,
Chandrima, you were involved with the dramatics and different departments of dramatics.
Yes, sir.
In which auditoriums, different auditoriums, you people have performed?
Different auditoriums.
I guess in Delhi.
Sir, basically in the North Campus only.
Okay.
Area in
As
different
a physics
colleges.
student, somebody active in the dramatics, tell me which auditorium in the campus colleges of the university is most appropriate for dramatics?
Sir, I have been to Miranda House Auditorium, and I liked their auditorium a lot, better than ours, because it was a large hall and the acoustics were well.
But Miranda Auditorium has nothing to stop the reverberation, I understand.
Sir, as far as
They have
the
no acoustic
information,
walling. They're a heritage building like yours, so they don't have this acoustics in their auditorium. As a physics student, which auditorium is more appropriate?
sir, I'm not sure, but I think there is one material which, if you have those walls, then the sound does not echo and it does not reverberate. So I'm not sure about the material, sir.
Chandrima, what is which phase of the moon currently is going on, and what date is today as per the Panchang of the moon Panchang?
Not sure, sir. I'm sorry.
It's a Shukla Paksh or the Krishna Paksh?
Not aware, sir.
You're not aware. Nice talking to you.
Thank you, sir.
You can go now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
आइए चंद्रिमा बैठिए.
Yes.
So, how was it, and what is your assessment? How are you doing?
Sir, it was my first interview
First interview ever?
in UPSC and also in preparation for the official one. So this was just to assess myself where I stand. I found that in a lot of questions I went blank in the middle, so I could not think of the answers even if I had some idea. And also in that situation question, I switched my stand in a minute, so I felt a little whether I should have taken the earlier stand or whether what I said later was fine.
See, Chandrima, by and large, you're a very bright candidate. If you talk about the communication part, you're doing almost everything right. Your sitting posture is good, your voice level is appropriate, your hand movement is restricted, your eye contact is also good. So those textbook communication things are in place. You don't have to worry about it. You still have a lot of time to work on, but on the communication front, you're doing very good, right? Yes, there are areas where you may be needing some preparation that you must have realized. And there are areas where your answer delivery can be more prompt. At a few places it appears that it's not prompt. See, I'll advise you to begin with the listening part. On more than one occasion I realized that probably you could have listened the question a little better.
Okay, sir.
And then attempted it. For example, let's say when sir asked for, say, impact of technology on political science in last couple of centuries, and you answered in last couple of decades. Okay, so it's not that you cannot attempt that, but it's just that it's the listening part which should have been more attentive rather than the answer obviously would have been better. So that is one thing. At a few occasions, it appears that you can be a little bit more polite, especially when you're trying to interrupt the members.
Okay, sir.
See, interrupting a board member should be the last thing you should be doing. But even if you have to do it, I think I'll advise you to do it in a little more polite manner. See, I'm coming to that is a little too harsh for a board member of their caliber to accept. Their egos are little inflated egos.
Yes.
So you'll have to take care of that. Otherwise, by and large, you are, I think, doing fine. At a few places, it also appears that And maybe, as you said, the while delivering the answer, mid answer you go blank.
Yes, sir.
I won't say blank, but it appears that maybe you can attempt it a bit better. Presence of mind sometimes
Yes, sir.
skips.
Yes, sir.
So, but then, since as you said, it's your first interview, I'm sure you'll be improving a lot in coming days.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, I'm very, very impressed, and I believe that you're going to do very well.
Okay,
All the best.
thank you, sir. Thank you.